again. So that brings us to our conversation for for the last part of the show. And a lot of players have been coming out to complain about the fixture schedule, for players. Football players are playing a lot of games, and it is not good, for their health. But then again, they are earning a lot of money, which is good for their bank account. So it depends on the side that you are on at this particular moment. Do you feel that football players are playing too many games, or do you feel that you are earning a lot of money? So play the games as they come. So I still have Sheyi Ajayi as well as Tony Chukwu in the studio at this particular moment. So my far left, Tony, is on the players' side right now and saying that players are playing too much games. Sheyi is saying, you are making this money, then you should play the games. The UEFA, FIFA, your club side, FA, they pay you a lot of money. And who pays the piper?
Dictates the tune. Yeah.
Not that I'm giving you ammunition to use against Tony.
I already got a lot.
But say, open the floor.
All right. Thank you very much. Well, for me, I think the first issue, which we didn't even mention at all, is the fact that a lot of clubs do not want to compromise. And when I mean compromise, everyone always wants to use their first team players. So if there was a way to encourage managers to use other players, then that would make the schedule easier for said players. However, you signed a contract.
Sure.
And the contract, I'm pretty sure, states that whenever you are fit to play. You are under obligation to play when the manager chooses you to start any game. I've never read any contract, but I'm pretty sure something like that is going to be inside the contract.
Definitely.
You guys earn a lot of money. Like, you earn quite a lot of, like, the money some footballers earn in a week, some people will not earn it in a lifetime.
Definitely.
Do you understand?
Definitely.
So play the games. Play the games, don't complain. Play the games. If you get injured,
your salary is still running.
Go to the infirmary, you get treated, and you come back. There will be someone to replace you. You are stingy, that's why you're saying you want to play. Yes, because you can go to the manager and say, oh, look, manager, I think the amount of games you are giving me to play is too much. Then the manager knows, oh, this person is not fit enough. Then maybe I can try someone else that's willing to play more games. So you don't want to take that risk, but still you don't want to play the games. I think that's selfish.
I don't want to reduce your salary.
Exactly, I think that's selfish. So
all right, Tony, you heard Sheyi.
Like, I heard a lot. That's quite a perspective, but So firstly, my own angle, first of all, is injuries.
Okay.
You understand? Body no be firewood,
Sure.
like we always talk. You get, if you've played a lot of football, you understand that regardless of the games that are coming, when you are an important player to your team, to start with, for starters, once you are an important player to your team, even if they have 5 games in a row,
Sure.
even if you know you cannot play those 5 games, you know that the coach depends on you. Especially, for example, the whole talk about the players was led by one of the greats, Rodri.
Yeah.
For Rodri to complain, we have seen what Rodri can do. Rodri is world class. For him to complain about the amount of games, don't you think that is actually getting to them? Because, okay, let's use, for example, on the weekend, the clubs played. Man City, for example, they played on the weekend. Today is Wednesday. They are playing today.
On
Minus
Sunday.
they are playing on Sunday again. And in midweek, they are going to have their own
Carabao Cup.
cup draw. Do you understand? That's 5 games in at least, let me say, 7 to 8 days. And in situations where Manchester City is quite a team, they have replacements for it. There are ways that even if you are the best, you can still be part of this team and not play as much games. But in teams where they don't have this much squad depth, they have to trust those same big players for these same matches. There's only so much they can do.
Don't you feel that is why there's enough money? You want to say something?
Yeah, I want to say something.
I get that. But then,
Go ahead.
yes, the money is paid as compensation for basically the work you're doing. You are being paid for the work, the effort, and everything.
Which is to play every match.
Okay. But at the same time, let's say, we're only looking at it from the ambitions of the club and we, the fans. Let's talk about the players. A player that wants to win the Ballon d'Or, you know that you need these games. You know that you need to impress. But when you have a game every 2 days, you won't even be fit enough to play the ball that will allow you compete for the Ballon d'Or.
What I want to say is some players are not complaining.
Sure.
Some players are not complaining. We've just heard this from a few players, if I would say, because if you equate the amount of players that have complained to all the players that play professional football, then that is quite a minute amount.
How about we use the kind of players that are complaining?
Hold on. Now, you were talking about Man City and Rodri. Man City, in that position, have quite some players that can play that position. Like I said in the beginning, Man City are trying to be their best all the time.
Sure.
Now, when you have a schedule that you see that you cannot cope with, then you have to compromise. You can't win every competition.
But
You
the club
cannot
wants to
win.
win every
Exactly.
competition.
You're saying this from a
No.
different
The club
perspective.
knows at the beginning of the season that they cannot win, and that is why they usually prioritize competitions. That's what happens. The club cannot expect you to win every competition. Do you understand? So those competitions where you know it's not a priority, use other players. You have this guy from Wolves. What's his name? Matheus Nunes. Is in the team. Do you understand? This guy left the team because of lack of games. Calvin Phillips left the team because of lack of games. And you are complaining that you have a lot of games. Calvin Phillips was one of the best midfielders in the league when he was signed to Manchester City.
If I'm to get you, the complaints from Rodri shouldn't be about the football game. It should be to his coach.
Exactly.
Are you agreeing with
Why do you
that?
have to use me? No, really. Why do you have to use me all the time? Do you understand? Okay, let's say the Premier League. Fine, Premier League is a priority for most top 4 or 5 teams in the Premier League. The Champions League, also a priority. But as far as I'm concerned, the FA Cup, the EFL Cup, any other cup, I don't want to know where it's coming from. It's not a priority. And Manchester City has one of the best youngsters in the world.
Again, I feel like this is a personal take. You cannot state out and say that even if based on the amounts that the clubs gain from winning these competitions, you cannot say you should not prioritize the FA Cup. One thing I've noticed is that different clubs have different objectives.
Yeah.
There are clubs that their own objective might be to win the FA Cup. Do you understand? Let's use Aston Villa for example. Aston Villa is in the Champions League.
Okay.
Aston Villa is in the Premier League, still fighting for the same top 4. They are in the FA Cup and they are in the EFL Cup.
Yeah.
Obviously, Aston Villa's objectives will not be to win the Champions League, but it doesn't mean they should not try.
Sure.
Do you understand me?
Sure.
Your objective might not be to win the FA Cup, but does that mean you should not challenge for it? You have young boys, of course. There's a reason that these young boys are not even starting in the Premier League. One, they are not trusted enough. They are young boys. They are to be given this time, of course, but it is not compulsory. The coach has his own mindset and objective he's trying to implement on the players.
And if the coach is not successful, he gets fired.
Exactly.
So Rodri has to play.
For Rodri to come out and complain, I don't think he was complaining even on a personal level. He was complaining generally for the players. Let's say, when do these players rest? You will say the international break. No, we are the ones resting international break. They are playing for their countries.
For me.
So they are still playing this football. When is the time that they even get to spend this so-called money we say that they are
Hold on. Please don't enter this argument.
Yes.
You've been talking since the beginning of the show.
Like, when
Hold
the
on,
same
Let me answer that
money,
question for you.
when do they even, the only
me
period that they
answer
have
that
is
question
towards the
for
end of
you
the
now.
season to the beginning.
Let me answer that question for you.
Okay.
Most football players end their careers between 35 to 38. That's an average for you. 35 to 38.
Okay.
So that's enough to enjoy the money.
Come on, from 38 to about 70 years old. How much do you have? You have quite a lot of time.
But you
to
know,
spend that money.
at that 25, 26,
So because
because
there's a lot of time, they should give up on their...
Hold on. The reason why I'm saying this is because there are some people that don't play football and they have very, very stressful schedules.
Sure.
Why are those people not complaining? And they're not even earning up to 10% of what footballers are earning. There are some people that work offshore. Hold on. Some people work offshore for months and they come home to rest maybe like just for a month or so. Sometimes even less. Do you understand? You don't see them complaining. There are a lot of Nigerians outside Nigeria right now working 3-4 jobs. Do you understand? Because they need that money. I think the reason why they are complaining is because they have a lot of money.
And not able to spend it.
Exactly, because they have a lot of money, they feel like, oh, I have the right to complain, at least I'm earning this much. Because if you were not earning that much and you needed the money, if you get my point, like
I
you
get
really
your
need
point.
this money,
I
and
get
that's
your
why you're playing these many matches, You won't complain.
Not
because
like
you
I'm
need the
siding
money.
with Sheyi Tony.
But
But I
you need the
feel
money. Yes, but you are
if
getting
they
a lot
ask
of
these
money.
players to switch careers with
They won't.
some of us, no,
They
they
won't.
won't switch their careers.
The first reason they will not do that is because they are into football, because they enjoy what they do.
And let them keep enjoying it.
They don't enjoy whatever job it is that you have.
Let them keep
That's not
enjoying
their business.
They said,
Now,
someone said,
equating-
sorry, before you continue, let me just
Yes,
say something.
go
2
ahead,
seconds.
go ahead.
Someone said, if you enjoy what you do, it won't be stressful. So if you enjoy playing football and you're making money for it, why is it all of a sudden stressful for you?
You know, with
It's just 90 minutes.
With the way he has spoken, I don't think you have really played football in a while.
I only play.
That's the reason why I played football yesterday. You know what it would take for
How
you
much
to.
did they pay you for it?
They didn't pay me.
Exactly.
That's
So
the
you cannot have
thing.
that feeling.
What I'm trying to
can't
tell
have
you
that
is
feeling.
that if you have played football for a while, you will know that you cannot say because you enjoy it, just go. You are running. Let's start with you are running.
Tony,
How
these
many
guys-
of us can run for 90
guys-
minutes straight?
These guys have.
Let's not talk like we
These
don't
guys
know.
have the
Come on,
best
treatment.
doctors, the best treatment.
Treatment.
I mean, Martin Odegaard got injured on international duty.
Okay.
He flew private jet for crying out loud.
No, see,
Private-
I understand. See, you
He
guys
didn't fly
are,
economy. He didn't fly business
you
class.
guys are forgetting that.
jets.
You guys are forgetting that.
When you played football, did you have
man-
an ice bath after you played football?
No, na cold
Eh,
water.
now.
But it's close to the
He said
same
I'm
thing.
cold water.
The point I'm trying to make is that you guys are forgetting that football, some people even refer to it as blood money because of the amount of money that is involved in
Definitely,
football. Do you understand?
yeah.
So whether or not Odegaard wanted to fly with a private jet home or not, the club made provisions for it.
Yes,
You understand
they
me?
take
These
good
are
care
the
of them.
these are the perks that come with it. Yet you notice with all the good medical staff, the good maintenance, and how well taken care of they are, they still get injured. Why?
That's the answer that comes with the job.
Let me
Exactly.
tell you
So
something.
why would anybody want to put themselves continuously in harm's way?
I would have agreed with him.
Continuously
if,
in harm's
If you
way.
get injured, for instance, now they stop paying you salary. I would
I
agree
mean,
with you. Do you understand? I would tell Phil Jones didn't play a single match in Manchester United for over 3 years. He still got paid week in, week out. No matter how long you get injured. Once look at Jackson, for instance. Now he has a contract till 2033. Bro, if Jackson gets injured today and he can't play football for life, Chelsea have to negotiate to pay him the rest of that contract.
That's what
so that he can
happens
leave
when
that
you
club.
are under contract. That's nobody's fault.
Everybody's under contract in
That's
professional
the point
football.
he's making.
Good.
Everybody's
What I'm
under
trying to say is,
contract.
okay, so you are trying to tell me now that every Nigerian, because they are looking for money or because they are paying a certain amount of money, their oga for work supposed to kill them. Like, there's no wait. They're supposed to work that money come off for their
But that
body,
is
right?
the reality of what is happening today.
Is that right? Because it's happening
That
today
is not
doesn't
the
mean
way
it's right.
the world works.
Doesn't
We're
mean
not
it's
talking
right.
about what is right or
Tony,
what is wrong.
So what is right or what is wrong does
That's
not
not what we are
matter. That's
talking
what you're
about.
trying to
Yes,
say.
it doesn't matter when money is involved.
We need to go, Tony. Yeah, I mean, I believe that we'll have this conversation another time.
Okay.
You know, just to get it different.
Please make sure it's Tony that you bring again.
Okay.
Okay. So Tony, your last take on this. 10 seconds.
My last take on this is that regardless of what it is that these players have earned, regardless of what they are doing, some of them have even businesses outside, it does not mean that they should try to kill themselves for this thing. They've shown us already their passion. We can see it in the games they've played.
All right.
Everything has changed formats. That's too much. now.
Shay,
Come
Shay,
on.
yeah, about you, your last take quickly.
For me, I'm not going to even dwell on that. What I'm going to dwell on is I think the coaches should rethink. The coaches and the club should rethink how they manage their players. It is not by force for you to start Rodri every week. It is not by force for you to start De Bruyne every week. You have other players. Let them play.
If you want to win, you will start this.
Do you understand? Let them.